You know Timothy Chalamet as the sensitive artist, the reluctant king, or the boy next door. His characters are often caught between being emotionally honest and fiercely guarded. We see him as Elio, whose vulnerability is his greatest strength, or as Paul Atreides, carrying the weight of a prophecy. He's the actor who lets emotions simmer right below the surface, creating a tension that's both mesmerizing and deeply human. But you've never seen him like this. This is the story of how Timothy Chalamet became a world-class athlete and a world-class monster. It's a story of lies, betrayal, and ambition so corrosive it poisons everything it touches, all set to the hypnotic rhythm of a bouncing ping-pong ball. This isn't just another story about an artist's struggle. This is the story of Marty Mauser, a table tennis prodigy from the Lower East Side of 1950s New York. It's a world where the shadow of the war is finally starting to lift, and the American dream feels for the first time like it might be within reach for a generation of young Jewish immigrants. This is a world that rewards hustle and nerve, and Marty Mauser has plenty of both. But as he claws his way to the top, he finds out that the line between confidence and delusion is thinner than the edge of a paddle. He's a guy driven by an almost pathological need for greatness, a force of nature whose charisma just barely covers up a hollow moral core. This is his downfall. The story kicks off in his Uncle Murray's shoe store. It's a stable life, a safe life, but for Marty Mauser, played with a restless, twitchy energy by Chalamet, it's a cage. To him, the smell of leather is the smell of giving up. His real purpose is found in the frantic, sweaty back rooms where ping pong is everything. In the 1950s, the game was just beginning to go pro, shifting from a parlor game to a fiercely competitive international sport. For Marty, it's more than a sport. It's proof that he exists. He's a virtuoso, a hustler with a paddle, and every move he makes is a testament to his own self-belief. His ambition is so raw it's almost violent, captured in his famous declaration, "I'm not a shoe salesman." Ina is magnetic and desperate, an escape for them both. Their affair becomes the first knot in a web of secrets that will soon take over Marty's life. The story's inciting incident isn't a single tournament win. It's the moment Marty decides his talent is a currency he can spend to pry open a world far beyond the Lower East Side. He sees a path to glory, and he's willing to burn every bridge to get there. His ambition isn't just about winning, it's about becoming someone, anyone other than a boy selling shoes. It's a hunger that's about to become an all-consuming fire. The second act is a masterclass in watching a man's morals slowly crumble. Marty's trip to a tournament in London is his first big test, and his first major moral failure. Short on cash, he does something shocking. He stages an armed robbery at his own uncle's shoe store, stealing the money he needs to chase his dream. This isn't just a crime, it's the first lie in a fortress of self-deception he's building around himself. Pathological liars are often driven by incentives, and for Marty, the incentive is greatness, no matter the cost. In London, his hustle gets even more intense. He fakes being bad at ping pong to win bets and cons his way into the luxurious Ritz Hotel, charming and manipulating anyone who gets in his way. It's there he meets Kay Stone, a faded actress played with a tragic elegance by Gwyneth Paltrow. She's married to a brash, wealthy pen magnate, Milton Rockwell, but she sees a reflection of her own lost ambition in Marty. Their affair is less about passion and more about a transaction. Marty uses her for access to a life of luxury and to make deals with her husband, while Kay clings to his defiant energy. This relationship shows us one of Marty's key traits, his ability to turn every human connection into a resource he can exploit. Throughout all this, his Jewish identity is both a weapon and a target. in post-war America, being Jewish was complicated, a mix of new security and old fears. Marty weaponizes it with incredible nerve, calling himself Hitler's nightmare. But he also has to endure stinging anti-Semitic insults, most brutally when he's forced to kiss a pig as a form of humiliation. His vow to finish a Polish Holocaust survivor and champion defending Bela Klecki is a shocking mix of competitive fire and ugly historical appropriation. The midpoint of his downfall comes with his loss in London to Koto Endo, a deaf Japanese player whose silent focus is the perfect opposite of Marty's loud arrogance. This is a humiliation he can't talk his way out of. It lands him on a novelty tour with the Harlem Globetrotters, a sideshow act that's a total insult to his self-image as a serious champion. He also finds out that Rachel is pregnant with his child, a complication he is completely unprepared to deal with. He abandons her, his ambition now so hardened into a compulsive, narcissistic drive that there's no room left for love or responsibility. He has started to believe his own lies, creating a reality that protects his fragile, massive ego. Marty's character forces us to ask some uncomfortable questions. We're often drawn to flawed characters because they let us explore the darker side of humanity from a safe distance. But what happens when that story feels a little too real? Let me know in the comments, do you think extreme ambition always requires some kind of moral sacrifice? And don't forget to like and subscribe for more analysis of the characters that shape our culture. The final act is a whirlwind of pure chaos. When Marty returns to New York, he's a man on the run. He's been banned from championships for faking his expense reports from London and faces a small but symbolic $1,500 fine that his pride won't let him pay. His life spirals into a series of increasingly frantic hustles. He's dodging the cops who've been hired by his own uncle to bring him to justice. In a bizarre Coen Brothers-style twist, he gets tangled up with gangsters over a reward for a lost dog, which leads to shootouts and car chases after a bathtub crashes through a floor and injures a gangster's pet. His friend Wally, a hustling taxi driver played by Tyler, the creator, enables him. But even that friendship starts to fray under the weight of Marty's schemes. The climax hits in Tokyo. Milton Rockwell, Kay Stone's husband, offers Marty a humiliating deal, an all-expenses-paid trip to throw an exhibition match against Koto Endo, all just to promote Rockwell's pens. It's a deal designed to break him, to turn the self-proclaimed champion into a paid clown. For a man who has built his entire identity on the idea of being the greatest, this is the final test. In a surprising moment of integrity, Marty refuses to throw the match. He deliberately loses the exhibition, but then he exposes the whole thing as a sham, goading Endo into a real high-stakes rematch. He wins, barely. It's the championship he always wanted. The two rivals share a handshake, which might be the first moment of genuine respect Marty has shown another person in the entire film. He's achieved his goal, but the victory feels completely hollow. He has the title, but now he's stranded in Tokyo after defying the man who paid for his trip. His bravado has finally hit a brick wall. The ending isn't a triumphant victory, but a quiet, devastating reckoning. Marty gets help from some soldiers who saw him win and makes his way back to America. But he doesn't go to a parade, he goes to a hospital. There he sees Rachel, who went into premature labor after one of her own cons went wrong, and their newborn child. For the first time, Marty Mauser's relentless, world-conquering confidence shatters. He just sobs. This moment of vulnerability doesn't redeem him, but it does make him human. It complicates everything, leaving us with a deeply unsettling feeling. The film leaves us wondering, what is the true cost of the American dream? Marty Mauser is a liar, a cheat, and a manipulator. He's a narcissist who uses people like stepping stones. And yet his belief in his own destiny is so powerful, so absolute, that it almost becomes a creative force. He bends reality just by sheer force of will. He is the ultimate hustler, a man who achieves greatness but loses his soul, only to find a tiny piece of it again in the one responsibility he tried to run away from. The story doesn't give us any easy answers, leaving the audience to grapple with the legacy of a man who was both a champion and a monster, a vibrant symbol of ambition and a cautionary tale of its poison.